I still remember the day I hit rock bottom. I was 24 years old, living in a tiny studio apartment, and staring at my bank account balance, $7.43. That number is burned into my memory, not because of how small it was, but because it marked the turning point in my life. Let me take you back. I had just lost my job at a local warehouse. My car had broken down 2 weeks earlier, and I couldn't afford to fix it. I was behind on rent, drowning in credit card debt, and surviving on instant noodles. My phone buzzed constantly with calls from collection agencies. I felt like a failure, directionless, hopeless, and alone. But that $7.43 was more than just a number. It was a challenge. That night, I sat on my mattress on the floor, took out a notebook, and wrote down one question: what can I do with what I have, right now? I didn't have money, but I had two valuable things: time and the internet. I began watching free YouTube videos on budgeting, side hustles, and financial literacy. I devoured every bit of content I could find. I learned about Dave Ramsey, listened to podcasts by people like Ramit Sethi, and studied how people escaped poverty and built wealth. Most importantly, I stopped seeing myself as a victim, and started acting like someone in control of their destiny. The first hustle. The first thing I did was clean out my closet. I listed every old gadget, hoodie, and pair of sneakers I could find on Facebook Marketplace. Within a week, I made $130. It wasn't much, but it felt like winning the lottery. I used that money to buy a used bicycle so I could deliver food through DoorDash. I worked 10-hour days, sometimes biking in the rain, just to make ends meet. But each day I ended with a little more money than I started with, and that feeling was addictive. Budget like your life depends on it, because it does. Every dollar I earned had a purpose. I followed a strict zero-based budget, where every cent was assigned a job: food, rent, debt, savings. No unnecessary spending, no exceptions. I stopped eating out, cut Netflix, and learned how to cook rice and beans 20 different ways. In 6 months, I paid off 2 credit cards. I saved up $1,000 for an emergency fund. That feeling of progress fueled me like nothing else ever had. Turning a skill into a business. While delivering food, I noticed how many restaurants needed help managing their online menus and social media pages. Many of them had no idea how to promote themselves online, something I had learned a bit about through trial and error while trying to sell my stuff. I offered to help a local pizza shop revamp their Instagram and digital ordering system, for free. A month later, they started paying me $300 a month to keep it going. Then another business hired me. Then another. I had stumbled into a freelance digital marketing hustle. Within a year, I was making more than I ever had in my warehouse job. I officially registered an LLC and left food delivery behind. From hustle to legacy. Fast forward 3 years, and I now own 3 small businesses. The first is my digital marketing agency. The second is a small vending machine operation I started with a friend. The third is a print-on-demand e-commerce store I run with my wife. None of it happened overnight. It took grit, sacrifice, and relentless effort. But I built my foundation on a simple principle: use what you have, where you are, and never stop learning. The real wealth. Today, I have an emergency fund, investments, and the freedom to work on what I love. But the real wealth isn't the money, it's the mindset. I no longer panic at every financial setback. I feel in control of my life. And I want you to know that no matter where you are right now, change is possible. If you're staring at a low bank balance or drowning in debt, remember this. You don't need thousands of dollars to get started. You need belief, action, and a plan. Start by tracking every penny. Build a budget. Find a way to earn, even if it's just flipping items from your closet. Learn a skill. Make yourself useful. One step at a time. You can climb out. I'm living proof. All it took was $7. And the decision to never stay stuck again.